Okay guys, this is a trick that uses a quarter and a cigarette box, which you might be able to use a card box. I'll talk more about that in a moment. Let me just show you what the trick looks like. So we've got this card box, or I'm sorry, we've got this cigarette box here, and I'm going to take the cellophane, and I'm going to create a little window here with the cellophane, okay? So there's a little window here with the cellophane. Okay? Now I've got this quarter, and with a 1 and a 2, and on 3, that quarter jumps inside the cellophane, and you can immediately, if you want, hand this out for examination, okay? So that's up to you. I'm going to go over a couple of different handlings here in a minute too. Now it uses 2 quarters, okay? Let's get this quarter out of here. So if you wanted, you could borrow a coin. If you were going to immediately examine this and have, or if they were going to examine the coin and you were going to have it handed back out, that wouldn't really work because they're going to see a different date on the coin probably, you know, different backs, different dates and stuff like that. But this is the trick basically in a nutshell, and here's how we do it. We have a quarter hidden underneath to start with in the cellophane, and I keep it right about right about here. Okay, and that just starts off underneath. I can keep it in my card box pretty much all day, if my cigarette box all day. Which, by the way, you might be able to use the cellophane on a card box. Just take an X-Acto knife maybe and cut all the way around, so that you're left with a lip of, or that you're left with a cellophane here on top, much like you would have with a cigarette pack. The only thing is it's a little looser, and I've never done it with a box of cards, so I don't know. I'm a smoker, so I usually always have a pack of cigarettes on me anyway, and then I can always just keep this here like this on my box of cigarettes, and I'm ready to go anytime I want. I can have a coin borrowed, or I can just pull out a coin. It doesn't really matter too much. But when you're ready to perform it, you slide this back. Now I can feel from underneath where that coin's at, and I'm just sliding the cellophane back, and the coin is sliding underneath with it. Okay? And then slide and make a little window here, a little box or so. Don't slide too far because you don't want to expose the coin underneath. If you want, as a convincer, you could turn your hand over and hide that coin with your first 2 fingers of your left hand. You just give it a flash or 2. Not really a big deal. When you're ready to do the penetration, we're going to do David Williamson's striking vanish. So I think I've taught this here before. So usually, what ends up happening is you have like an object, like in this case a marker, and you tap once, twice, and on 3, the coin basically gets tossed into the right hand over here. Okay, happens real fast. 1, 2, 3, and that's the vanish. The appearance, or that's what we're going to do with the cigarette box. Okay, so we're going to do the vanish. So the 1, 2, 3, the coin's going to get chipped over or chalked over into my right hand, and my right hand's going to jolt downward and forward so that the coin from underneath falls forward. Okay, altogether, you're left with something that looks like a pretty crazy penetration. And like I said, you can hand this out. They can examine this if they haven't examined the coin already. Here's something else that you could get away with doing if you wanted to, maybe. You're left with the coin in your right hand. Okay, they don't know that. Instead of just handing it straight out for examination, you could take the box, turn the lid, the top of the lid face downward, take your right hand and bring it underneath. Okay, so now it's underneath. And what's interesting is, right here's the coin, it slips very nicely into the card box. Okay? All attention's up here, and this happens underneath. So you've just done the move. You're showing this like this. Oops, sorry. You're left like this, you're showing them this. The coin from underneath can slip right into the lid. Okay? You're able to turn everything over. You could then, if you wanted, take the coin out right here, just slide it out, and say, look, we'll try that again. And then you're left with all kinds of possibilities, because you could say, okay, we'll do that again with the cellophane, 1, 2, 3, and then make the vanish happen again. Oh, it didn't show up, where's it at? Or you could just slide the cellophane up, say, look, let's take it a step further. 1, 2, 3. As you do this, be careful not to shake the box too much because they're going to hear the coin inside if you do. Or if you don't want to do that, you could still do whatever vanish you like. Just go, voila, and now you're left with a coin inside of the box. Okay? You could do any vanish you like. You do the striking vanish again, and then you're able to open the box and show. Oh, well, it kind of slid around and went into the cellophane again. That was kind of weird. But it's in the box. Boom, here it is. Now, if you go with this presentation where you make it penetrate twice into the card box, you're left with them having the same coin again. Because yeah, that's just how it works. And you just take this coin, drop it off south in your pocket, whatever you want to do. All the attention's over here on the magic that's taking place. So there's a lot of different things you can do with this. One thing I noticed from doing this is if you're here with the box, and this is just a little side thought, and the coin's here, and you're left like this, okay, you could even do this. So we got our lip downward and we got our coin here. As this coin gets tilted backwards, it will be in position to slide into the card box. So if we had I say card box, I mean cigarette box. So if we had the coin like this, and we're showing it, you could, in theory, just have it topple over into the card box as you show like this, okay? But, you know, and then you're still set to, you know, do the trick again, because now you got a coin back in here. But that's just something that I just stumbled across one day. This trick, I don't know where I saw it. I saw it performed. They didn't teach how to do it, so I came up with my own method or whatever. So these are all just my ideas and thoughts on the trick itself. But anyway, we're coming up on a 7-minute video, and this is about as long as I wanted the video to be. I think the trick is pretty sweet. You can have it on you impromptu if you're a smoker. Sweet if you can find a card box that's empty, or a cigarette box that's empty. Sweet, you can do it. You could even borrow a pack if you're not a smoker and just slip one in. It's easy enough to do. It's quite fast. Nobody knows what you're doing. They probably think that you're borrowing a cigarette at that point. But you say, no, I'm going to show you something with a cigarette box. Like I said, you might be able to get away with a cellophane on a deck of cards, a brand new deck of cards, but I've never done it, so I'm not 100% on how that would really play out. Like I said, it's really loose, and if the cellophane is really loose, it won't hold that coin, and it will just slide down anyway behind view, and that's not going to be good. So it wants to slide in there anyway. Anyway, that's the trick, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.